Alright, YouTube. So initially this was going to be a video response to Chinky Eyes and her questions on the mentality of a stud. And I realized that it's actually a lot deeper than that, so I figured I would go ahead and do a video, and I decided to call it Label Whores and the Degrees of Lesbianism, because I think that this shit's like mad crazy. Oh, and by the way, yeah, culinary school. I ended up cutting up my fucking finger. Shit's hard, but it's fun. So I did a little diagram, and this is gonna help me, because when I was coming out, it was really hard. I didn't really know what category, I guess you could say, I fell into. And everybody would always ask me, well, what are you? What do you identify as? And to be honest, when I first came out, I didn't really have this conscious awareness of all that really went into being a lesbian. So I couldn't really say anything about it more than I think I'm a femme. Over the years, I've come to realize that I'm more than a femme, because I don't really identify as a femme or a stud. I know that I'm aggressive, and I know that when put in a position, depending on the relationship and like who it is that I'm dating, I have a tendency to take on the more submissive role if I'm dating a stud versus if I'm dating a femme. It depends on the femme that I'm dating. So, okay. Lesbianism 101. Shit that I think that you should know as far as being a lesbian. To me, I feel like there are really only three categories, and that's either you're a femme, you're a stud, or you're versatile. Growing up, because I've been in the game for a while now, I've finally decided that since everybody wants to lump me into a category, I will take femme-aggress or dominant femme, because I've been told that I have the mentality of a man. Not even so much a stud, but they say that I think like a nigga, and it's always been really funny to me because, yeah, I do think about sex all the time, and I do love eating pussy. I love it to death. I think that it is one of the most sexually gratifying moments, the defining moment in any lesbian's life. And I think it's kind of crazy that there are so many studs out there that don't want to let you do it. I feel like it's kind of silly because there's so much that's given when it comes to sex. Because as a lesbian, there's really not a whole lot that you have as far as sex is concerned. At least that's the way I see it. I know that you can use a strap, but it's not the same. It's about, being connected and meshing, and the two of you becoming one. And I really feel like it's important, and that if it's not reciprocated on both parties, somebody's missing out. And I'm damn sure not about to be the one missing out. But I strayed. Besides the femme-aggress title, there's also the standard femme. Well, the way I see it is like a standard femme, and that's that female that she is essentially the epitome of a femme. She doesn't take on the masculine role. She's submissive in the relationship, and she, in the heterosexual community, she is that wife. She's the mother. She's the caretaker of the family, versus a dominant femme or an aggressive femme. She falls more into that category of either or. And if she's with the femme, she's the person who takes on the fatherly role in the relationship. And then there are pillow princesses, which are femmes that don't give head, they only date studs, and it's more or less, in my opinion, a cop out. I don't really feel like you're truly a lesbian if you refuse to give head and you'll only date studs. I feel like you're really limiting yourself. And I couldn't do it. I love giving head way too much to just willingly bow down to some shit like that. But to each his own. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking anybody. Aggressive femmes love giving head. That's based off of every aggressive femme that I've ever dated. And I do actually know quite a few femmes who really enjoy giving head. Quite possibly not as much as a stud in the sense of, oh, I'd rather give than receive, but I have met a couple just like that. Let's see, degrees of studness. To me, they're really only two. Either you're hard or you're soft. And even that, they're like, these different shades of gray. Because I've run across some hard studs who will let you give them head. I've run across soft studs who will let you use a strap on them. And I really feel like all of these labels are just ways of categorizing